What's going on, guys, and welcome back. We are finally going to be talking about the finale of Boba Fett, and man, it was a finale, man. And I will say, if you guys are fans of the Book of Boba Fett, if you guys enjoyed all the episodes, now me personally, I did enjoy this episode, but I would have to say this and the past two episodes, 5 and 6, were my favorite. Now this really does show how everyone's coming together, getting ready for the battle with the Pikes. Now we do see at the beginning that, of course, they're seeing the club that got destroyed in the last episode, and they're getting ready to go to war. But we do see in this where they're looking at it, and Bulba's like, okay, if we go to the palace, we'll have a better chance. It's well defended, we should have a better chance. But we do see where one of the biker ones, the leader of the biker gang, as you say, she says, no, this is my home, y'all can leave, I'm gonna stay. Now I will say what's actually very interesting is that they do agree to this, and they're saying, okay, Chrysanthemum's in one area, the bikers are in another area, and we see where Fennec is with Bulba still, as well as everybody else, and even Mando is stating, hey, you know, I'm gonna stay as well. And even we get to see at the very beginning a X-Wing return, who R2-D2 delivered a little visitor. We see Baby Yoda return, of course, to the one that's in the hangar that, of course, knows Mando, that knows about the child. So we also see where she says, hey, I know, but let me get him some food and then I'll deliver him to the Mandalorian. And when this happens, we see this huge battle in a way between Bulba and the Pike Syndicate, because we even get to see where at the beginning where it does get revealed that the Pike Syndicate was behind this. It was not Cad Bane, due to he didn't even know about it, and he says, wow, I didn't know the Pike Syndicate could be that ruthless. And then when he finally meets with Bulba, he kind of he gets under his skin just enough to where he knows that, hey, I want you to do this so I can kill you. And then even Fennec sees that, and she says, no, if you don't do it on your own terms. And he says, no, I can take him. She says, do it on your own terms. So finally, when he basically tells them, I'm not going to sign over anything to the Pike Syndicate, and you can tell them my terms, they come back not that long. And we even see the councilman for the mayor, because even the mayor is wanting to, he doesn't want the city of Mos Eisley to turn into a battlefield, but right now he doesn't have much of a choice. But we do see this back and forth with Bulba, as well as the Pikes, where he even has the councilman come out there and tells them that you go away and surrender, otherwise I'm going to wipe the floor with you and your bodies are going to be destroyed. But unfortunately, when that happens, there is an ambush scene where all the other members of Mos Eisley that were the leaders, they wanted to go ahead and start killing the bikers, as well as go after Chrysanthemum, as well as the two Umbrian guards that did protect Jabba at one point, but now they are dead. They fell off a cliff, so I'm assuming that they're dead at this point. But we also got to see some other craziness in this episode as well. This episode was absolutely insane, because we got to see where everyone started coming together to start fighting, and then we got to see this big scene where Bulba as well as Mando were taking on, I don't know how many Pike Syndicate soldiers. They were just taking them out one by one, and they almost were coming close to being killed because they just kept getting blasted. Now I did see what was really cool is Mando as well as Bulba, they did everything they could, but again, there were so many soldiers, they're having issues. Here comes the fighters from Freeman City, and they start helping. Then here comes Chrysanthemum, then here comes the bikers. They're all coming together to help, because they know, hey, we gotta help Bulba, we gotta help our leader here. And as soon as that happens, they get the upper hand on the Pikes, and then they start to retreat. But then there is not a big retreat at hand, because we see where now there's a bigger problem. There is a major problem with these massive spider scorpion-like droids that we did get to see in Clone Wars, and no one's really, I guess, come up against them. But we do see where everyone starts shooting, and Mando and Boba say, go one way, we're going to go the other, we're going to distract him. Even Boba, he even says that he wants to do something. He says, well, what do you got to do? We have no more friends. And Boba's like, give me some time, protect the others. So he goes away, and then we see where Mando keeps trying to distract the last of the Scorpion-like droids. And when this happens, we do see where the hangar girl comes, and she's like, hey, Mando, I got a surprise for you. He's not now. So he starts running, and then when this happens, we even get to see where he is reunited with Grogu, Baby Yoda. And it was such a heartfelt moment, because we even got to see him literally jump in Mando's arms. And he even says, hey, little guy, he says, I missed you too. He says, but right now, we're going to have to cut the reunion short, because he's having to go up against this droid. And then same thing with Baby Yoda. And right when it seemed like that they almost had the upper hand, Baby Yoda was even able to use some of his Force-like abilities to protect Mando at this episode. Now, I will say what was really cool is right when it seems like everyone's having the upper hand, not really the upper hand, but having a hard time, we see where the others from Freeman City, as well as everyone else, they even, which I found really crazy, that they actually came and they kept fighting, and they were trying to come up with a plan to take down these droids. And then we even get to see where right at the end we get to see Boba riding a Rancor, the Rancor that is now his pet. He starts decimating these droids, man. I mean, this was probably the most coolest moment in this episode, was when Boba and Mando went up against all these Pike soldiers, as well as seeing Boba go up against the Scorpion-like droids with the Rancor. That was absolutely badass. Some of the images that we got from this was absolutely badass. And the entire time, Cad Bane is nowhere to be seen. And when this happens, we even get to see where right when we get to the last droid, Cad Bane shows up and basically challenges Boba to a duel. And when this happens, he even says that you've gone weak. And he says, we all have. And then when he starts challenging him, it does get shown that it may look like Boba loses, because Cad Bane is one of the fastest, not only gunslingers in the galaxy, but at the same time, he is incredibly stealthy. He's gone up against Obi-Wan, he's gone up against other Jedi, he's gone up against him and Mace Windu. He is incredibly smart, he is stealthy, he's a hell of a shooter. So yeah, he's going to give Boba some trouble. And Boba has a little bit of trouble, but right when it looks like he has the upper hand, Boba is able to use his gaffy stick and is able to finish the job by stabbing Cad Bane through the heart. So again, Cad Bane could be dead at this point. Who knows? I mean, he could be coming back another way, because there's always a way to come back in Star Wars. We all know that. There's always somehow, some way for a character in Star Wars to return. We just got to see it at some point. And then we even get to see where the Rancor is going on a rampage, and then later on where Mando is trying to hold down the fort, I guess you'd say, till Boba returns. And he even says, hey, stay here, I'm going to find a way to take care of this, and he needs to stay out of the way. So when he does, we do see where he does try to handle the Rancor to go up on there to ride the Rancor, but it does not work. And the Rancor almost looks like he's going to try to eat him, but his Beskar armor stops him, as well as also his flamethrower. And then right when it does look like that he's going to try to kill Mando, Baby Yoda gets right in front of the Rancor and is able to use the Force to calm him down. And then when that does, the Rancor does go to sleep. And then of course Baby Yoda is so tired from this. I'm going to keep calling him Baby Yoda. I know he's Grogu, but I'm going to keep calling him Baby Yoda. He falls asleep right next to the Rancor as well. And then we go into the final scenes of the show, where everyone starts bowing to Bulba out of respect because he's saved the town. And even Bulba's kind of like, maybe we're not worthy to be ruling over this area. And then of course Fennec's like, well, if we don't, then who will? And then we see Chrysanta, and we even see the biker gang, and they kind of just close it off. But we do see where Mando is leaving the planet in his fighter with Grogu, and Grogu starts tapping the glass like 3 or 4 times. He's like, no, and then finally he gives in. He says, okay, this is the last time, and he presses the speed because of how fast that this fighter goes. And Baby Yoda just loves it, man. I mean, he just lights up, and we all know that he likes to go fast, so that's what he probably wanted. So the trio is back. We also see where he chose Mando. He chose the armor. He's wearing the armor. So we now know that he is staying with Mando. This is setting up for season 3 of Mandalorian. Most definitely. It is setting up for season 3. The bond between Boba as well as Mando, that was awesome. Because, of course, when he says that I'm not going to leave you, he says, you sure you don't want to do that? And we said, this is the way, and this is by the creed. And then he even looks at him. Yeah, he gives him that look, and he says, you believe that Bantha wash? Basically, do you believe in that BS? And he says, yes, I do. So it really, I think Bulba kind of had more of a respect for Mando due to not only not leaving him, but also not charging him as well. And basically, even though that he helped him at one point, yeah, he's owing him. They're going to be square now, but at the same time, they have more respect for one another than I think they first started to be, because now Bulba is like, hey, he saved my ass after I saved him more than once. So now I think they're square. They're going to be big allies in the future, and I would love to see Bulba return in Mandalorian Season 3 and kind of help Mando out if Mando has an issue at some point. And also we got to see Mando use the Darksaber against one of the droid likes as well. That was cool. Now we also got to see a mid-credit scene, which was absolutely amazing. We got to see a mid-credit scene where our boy Cobb Vanth could still be alive. We see him in the back of the tank. Timothy Olyphant is still alive, apparently. We also got to see the guy that worked on Fennec Shin in one of the episodes, I think it was episode 2 or 3, where Bulba brought Fennec to get patched up with some droid. This is more than likely how that he's going to try to save Cobb Vanth, because, again, he owes him for having his soldiers come to help him. So that was the end of that. Again, this is really setting up for not only possibly maybe another season of Boba. I'm not entirely sure. Same thing for Mandalorian Season 3. There's a lot to still go forth for not only possibly another Book of Boba Fett, because again, there's been a lot of up and down for the Book of Boba Fett. But again, I enjoy some of it. There's some of it I did not enjoy, but either way, it's over now. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, see about subscribing. Leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. I want to apologize about the late review as well. I've been busy all day between work and other things, but I was finally able to get this review out for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one.